Audio Jungle.
Oh yeah! What do you get when you put four of the most opinionated grown-ass single men on one show? You get the Middle-Aged Still Single podcast! Let's meet the crew!
Audio Jungle.
Mitchell! Nasir!
Audio Jungle.
Nemo! Big Rob! Let's get it! Hello, and welcome to another episode of Middle Age Still Single. Happy to have, first of all, I'd like to pour a little out. Hey, Nas, can you pour a little out for Nemo? He won't be able to make it today. Pour a little out while you're drinking. Go ahead, there you go. Pour a little cologne out. All right. Anyway, there we go. I got Nas and Mitch, and I got a special guest today. Is a gentleman, a really good brother that we met while in Colombia back in August. All right. His name is Steven. What's up, Steve? How you doing, brother?
Good. Thanks for inviting me.
No problem, brother. No problem, man. You were definitely a memorable guy. And Nas and I were saying, dude, we got to get Steven on the show, and here you are, man. Thanks for coming out.
Right.
All right. So listen, let's get a little history about Steven. Steve, tell me a little bit about your history, about you, and then a little bit about your dating history, man.
Well, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I was born in a missionary family. I'm from North Philadelphia, and I was in Africa for about 9 months. Liberia, the city of Monrovia. It was a great experience for a kid, and then we moved to Los Angeles, California, instead of going back home to Philadelphia, where I'm originally from. And so that's kind of like my background, a lot of music in my family and stuff like that, and traveling and that kind of stuff, and was involved with all kinds of art things all through high school, college, and that's kind of about me in the past.
All right. How about your dating history, man? Like, how old are you, Steven?
I'm 55.
55. All right. And so, like, why is a brother like you solid, good brother? Why is a brother like you single? What have you, what's your dating history been like?
Well, one of the reasons I really never met the right person, there's, trying to give you the short version. I think, well, I know why. One of the reasons, like I said, I never met the right person. The other reason was I was just so involved in, building my craft, building my life. I really didn't take time to seek out the right person. And somebody came along. My philosophy was to be ready for her so I could take care of her and stuff like that. So I didn't. And then I grew up in a Christian home, but I wasn't Christian. And it wasn't until, like, I want to say, I don't know, late teens, real late teens. I got a relationship with God, and then I fell in love with the Lord. And it was just that. It was just, a real true experience. And so, I was that with just, I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't thinking about the person. And so I went into what's called ministry with the Los Angeles Dream Center. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they were one of the main groups that took in people from the Katrina. Remember that Hurricane Katrina thing? Well, they took 300 people in and brought them up to Los Angeles. So I was there at the Dream Center at that time. I stayed there for about 6 years. It was a great experience again. And so I was just serving and living my life, and I didn't. And then my sister got into something. She lost her children, and so I ended up being doing what was called kinship care for my nephews. Which I'm glad I did, because that's really a passion of mine, not only finding the right woman, but also the youth. And some of you, obviously, you'll know this and can identify with this, but, a lot of young Black people go to waste, for nobody being there. And I had a heart for God and a heart for youth, and I could not just be helping other people's young people and not helping my own family. So I said, I had to do it. So I did it. Glad I did it. All three of them turned out great. One of them, like is the lead singer of the Black Pumas. He's doing great. They've been nominated for a couple of years in a row. The youngest one has his own business. And the middle one has his own business too. So all three of them turned out great. So it was a definite answer to prayer. It was turned out great. So now that I have a good job, I like what I'm doing. I work with handicap, and so I'm really enjoying that. And so now it's opened up again to be able to look for the right person. So that's kind of my background, who I am as a person, and so yeah.
So, what are you looking for, man? Give me a some characteristics of the woman you're looking for.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm going to these foreign countries is that want someone that loves being a woman, loves caring for her husband, caring for the children, um, wants to be treated nice, wants to, have romance, where you should show them how much you care for them, that want to be with them and, in every way and support them and help them, not just the sex thing, that's like icing on the cake. You really want to find someone that you connect to that, you can share life together and be involved in the same thing. So I'm looking for someone, that has a heart for young people that we mentioned earlier about traveling, that wants to travel and, not so uptight where you can't get your hands so dirty, but, not so, uh, just homey and the regular job that you don't want to do anything, So I'm looking for a person, and that's one reason why the young lady that I was interested in, Lily, she had her own business, someone that just has that life isn't over until it's over, and you keep on living and you keep on doing until it is, so and so a lot of the foreign ladies have that, where in America it's just hard to find. It's here, but it's, in my opinion, it's just harder. So that's one of the reasons why I'm looking for a person overseas and someone that wants to have a family, and, like, again, somebody that wants to do things in the community, but also romance where we can go out together and have very great conversations and enjoy life and be fun. That's why I remember when I was on the tour. I danced. I did it all. I had a great time.
You lived it up, though.
Right, and and all the guys, we all had a great time. So that's what it's all about. So I want someone who's not going to be worrying about looking dumb. If you worry about looking dumb, you can't have any fun. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Now, you got some questions
So
for?
you want femininity.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't want to marry a boss, right?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. So we got another brother who's coming on here, brother who's got his life together, no kids, well-adjusted man, intelligent, and he's telling ladies he wants femininity and he wants a woman who's a giver.
Right.
Like that. That's something that it shouldn't be that hard to ask for, right?
Right.
But you have to travel thousands of miles to get it because the culture in America is not one that is conducive to you having that in the fair sex, right?
Right. Exactly.
So, Stephen, let me ask you a question, brother. What have you done here in the United States to try to find somebody? Have you exhausted your search, or what have you done? Or you just the general attitude is not what you like?
What have I done here? I've gone on dates with people, that I've met at different things, like at churches or different events. Just haven't been the right person. So yeah, I've gone on some dates and stuff like that, but I haven't really met the right person. And like it's also a person too that doesn't have a lot of hangups. Like some people, even we have the same faith or the same political outlook, they have hangups. And I don't want someone who has a lot of hangups.
For example, what do you mean?
Like, for example, hangups like what's a good one? Like they're just hung up on stuff. Like, in other words, be whatever the issue is, or whatever the issue is, I can be honest about it. That's why I like you guys. It's like, it's not our fault. We didn't create whatever the issue is, so we can at least be honest about it. And I want someone that can do that. Hey, especially in private, we don't have to, like, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like,
But
let me see.
I think I know what you mean. Like you when you're in a space where you can be honest with each other, you want somebody to come with it.
Yeah,
You want them to be completely
and be
honest
able to
with
be
you and
real.
not you're right, and not hung up on because there are some sometimes where people are they're not being honest with you because of these hangups that they have about either what they were taught when they were young, a belief that they've recently developed, whether it's guided by political, religious, or social,
Right,
right? Those hangups can stop you from connecting with someone.
right. You know, like for example, this is an example. Like, I don't care what party it is. I want someone that's going to do right, and we don't need to look to them. We need to do it ourselves. You like that. Someone would get hooked up, like hung up on something, or hung up on like let's say even food. You know, it could be food. Like, okay, I like to stay in shape, and you know, the one friend that we had, oh gosh, I can't remember his name, but he hung up with us too. Uh, he had the gray hair. I can't think of his name, but like we were talking about certain things to eat. Well, you know, I kind of still eat whatever I want. I mean, I'm going to do my best to stay in shape, but I'm not going to put myself in a jail or rigid myself from enjoying life. Just be free, you know, as long as you're taking care of yourself and you're not hurting people and you're not hurting yourself. So, you know, somebody like that, you know, like one girl I dated out there. I mean, we went to the church together and, you know, she was just kind of like, I don't know, just I don't know how to sound. I don't want to sound like mean, but it's just, you know,
She didn't have it.
yeah, not to me. It's just, you know, it's like
Yeah.
you got to be free. You have to be free, and you got to be honest. You have to be yourself. You know, and that was one thing that even the lady that's in charge out there, the manager for the Latin
Maria.
countries,
Hmm.
yes, Maria. You know, they was telling us, be yourself. Don't put on something that you're not. You know, so yeah,
Mitch, we got a chance to spend a little time with Stephen, man. But what you have any questions for Stephen, man? 'Cause he's a little different than what we usually bring to the group.
No, I was agreeing with. I was actually following along with what he had to say about both faith and politics. You're not always going to see eye to eye on that thing, but I think it's important when you're matching up personalities. And tell me if I misread this or not, Steve. That you also want someone who has the quality to be free enough to disagree with you and have a conversation with you, but it doesn't cause a problem with the relationship. It's a mutual respect of having an opinion. Does that sound about right?
exactly. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I don't want a yes
the one thing
woman. I don't want to be a yes man. You have to have some bit of a conflict, and maybe conflict's the wrong word, but you've got to have some conversations there where you're not seeing eye to eye, and you can share in a politeful, respectful way your beliefs versus theirs, and then vice versa.
Exactly. And
That's an open
respecting people,
communication, I think.
and right, and respecting people's differences. You know, and we don't all have to agree. We're not children. You know, we all don't have to like the same team. You know,
Right.
but learn from different people. One thing that I've learned, later in life, and it's so important now as we're looking for the right person, for each one of us, is that listening is not agreeing. You're listening to understand. And it's amazing how people don't know that. It doesn't mean I agree with the person, but I can identify what they're saying. I can understand what they're saying. I can go and research about the issue, and then I can bring how I feel about it. You know what I mean? I think what's important in a relationship is that, we may have different paths, but we want the same destination, which is someone that's going to be committed, someone that is loving, someone that is not going to give up when things are difficult, someone that, is able to share what they have. I mean, another thing to think about too is that when you take on a lady in your life, you're taking on her problems too. So that's why like you were saying, Robert was talking about, well, in regards to Lily, about how it's important to, give things time and relationships take time to really get to know the person so they can see you and in life and how you handle situations when they come about. So a lot of people and don't understand that. He's like, I'm listening to understand what they're saying. Doesn't mean I agree what they're saying, but I want to hear what they're saying before I just jump off and get all mad and join the bandwagon about something and you don't even understand the issue. So, I don't want to be like that. I want to hear what they're saying, do my own research, come back and say, okay, this is how I feel about it. And this has been my experience. And now we're all learning. We're all growing. Nobody's perfect. We're all human. You know what I mean? We can, and I don't want a perfect person. You know what I mean? Because I'm not perfect, so we have to, find someone, that's compatible with us, that wants to do. That's why I want to go to the foreign countries, because the foreign women, and I knew I was right. That's why I went. And you know what's so cool? I did it today. If you look at, if you get a chance and you read their little paragraphs or whatever you want to call them, the little things they write, they all pretty much say the same thing. And I go, well, wait a minute. The person they're describing is me. I'm what they're saying. If I was something different, I wouldn't be going over there. I could do that right here. But I want someone that wants to be committed. I want someone that wants to be in a lifelong relationship for us together. And I was telling one guy from New York that Maria had called me. I go, that's what the ladies really liked about me. They liked that I was like that. I mean, I'm too old to be playing games. If I was in my 20s, that may be different. But I'm too old to be doing it. I'm trying to find somebody that's serious about this, that, wants to fall in love, and take love serious, take the relationship serious, the whole thing, not somebody that's, plotting, plotting to do wrong. Like they say here in America that, they're just trying to get a visa and they're trying. No, they're not. I mean, the always I talk to, they were not trying to do that. And even Lily, she was not trying to do that. Wasn't trying to get no money from me. Wasn't trying to do none of that. Nobody that I talked to, the ones, like I said before, when I was talking to you guys, there, I said, you're going to know. I can't imagine no American not recognizing a car salesman when they see one. I mean, come on. You're in America. Somebody's always trying to take advantage of somebody. And you ought to be able to see that this person is not trying to do that. And it's like, okay, if that's what the guy wants to do, then fine. But we're looking for someone that's not going to be like that. That's going to be, sincere and really want to be in a relationship. Otherwise, you're inviting extra torment in your life. And who needs that?
Torment is right, brother. Ask Will.
Yeah, ask Will. Yeah, okay.
And that visa.
Go ahead, man.
And that visa they're going after, it's not going to do them a damn bit of good, because everyone on this panel right now would rather retire overseas than retire in America.
No shit.
So anyone who's going to marry one of us is going to be stuck in their home country.
Mm-hmm.
That visa's not going to do them a damn bit of good.
I think when women say that's what that's the only thing that they want, I mean, that's just another form of hating. They see American not just American men, but good quality American men who can afford to go and do things like that, and they're seeing pictures of us with beautiful women, and it's like, oh, they just want a green card, like, stop hating.
Right.
Don't be mad because we're going across the world to find love, just accept the fact, like, you had your shot,
right.
And now maybe your time has passed,
Shut up and finish changing my oil.
Boss chick.
Hey, so just a little background on Steven. So Steven, by far, out of the 10 guys that went down there to the to Colombia for the tour, had the most dates by far, and he did the most. Like, literally, me and Nas and Nemo, that's how we got to be friends, because we was like, look, we need a break in between dates to just hang out with the fellas and kick it, But Steven was like constantly on the go, like 3 dates a day. Like, he was bringing singers to serenade these girls. Mm-hmm.
You could be chilling, drinking coffee, and Steven's going to walk by with a fine woman.
Yeah,
I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I know. And flowers, and waiting for like a mariachi band or whatever the band is called.
Right. Right.
Well, the man knows what he wants. He told us exactly what he's looking for, and he's got to put in the effort to go find her. I
Yeah, I
get it.
brought. Yeah, and I also brought, like, I went to the dollar store and I got little things to decorate the table for them. Because I didn't want the table to look boring. I wanted it to be romantic. So the whole idea was, I was trying to show them how I would be. That's the idea. Like, I'm trying to show you, like, my personality, like how I would treat you, what I think about you. And so there's two of them I did like that. One was, I brought the seashells and some, like, whatever they're, like, stones, for it was like overlooking the pool. And the one that Robert is referring to, when I had a candlelight dinner by the pool, and we decorated the thing. And then I was trying to, like, also show that you don't have to spend a lot of money. I mean, and they all appreciate it. It was really great. It was really, really, really a nice time I had.
So, Stephen, let me ask you a question. What's next for you, brother? Like, where do you go from here? So, the Colombia trip, you didn't get the wife that you were looking for. You got close. Like, and I was telling, we talked about it before, and I think Nas will agree that you had the most beautiful woman out of the whole 200 women that we met that week. She was stunning. But, like, what?
I called her supermodel.
She was a supermodel.
Yeah,
like,
she
she was
was.
like, wow. But anyway, what's next for you, man? Where are you going next? Or what are you, what are you hoping to do?
Well, one of the three. I'm either going to go to the Philippines, if they don't care about age and stuff like that, and they're very family oriented.
You're gonna leave the Philippines with a wife, bro.
Thank you, man. I hope so. And then Costa Rica is another option.
You're not gonna make it.
Nice.
You're not gonna make it to Costa Rica, man. If you go to the Philippines first, you're gonna leave there with a wife, bro.
Really? I
I'm
hope
telling
so.
you. Yeah, I mean, that's the Filipino is one of the best wives that you can have, man.
Yeah, that's
Hey.
where a lot of people are telling me that.
Find one with a
he
nursing
said the
degree
same
so you
thing
can,
to,
you can retire early.
Yeah. We said the same thing about Nemo going to Thailand. We thought he'd have a wife by the time we left Thailand.
How did you guys like that?
Yeah, but I think Steven's in a different place.
Yeah. We got a little too fluid over there, brother. We got a little too fluid, man.
Yeah.
But no, dude,
we
had a great time, Steven. Great
Awesome.
time over in Thailand, man.
Yeah, and then the last one I have on my list for right now is Dominican Republic. So I saw some on there today.
And I have to wait for the civil unrest to quiet down over there. I'd like to see DR as well, but right now it's a little too violent.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know about the violence there.
There's two ways to do it, Steven. There's two ways to do it. You can go to Dominican, and then what was the other one? Costa Rica? Costa Rica, and then go to the Philippines last.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why I say that is because when you go to the Philippines, there's going to be 5 women, no less than 5 women that could be your wife instantly.
Wow.
And you're going to know it. And if you've already gone to those other 2, then there's nothing in the back of your head saying, oh, maybe there's something else in those places.
I see.
Or you can go to the Philippines first and save some money. Because when you go to the Philippines, you are going to find at least 5 women that's ready to be married and that are loyal without question.
Have any of you been there yet?
Oh, yeah.
I've been there 3 times.
Oh, wow.
Been there.
My ex is Filipino.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
See, and they came back.
I've been probably
okay. So I think you got 1 or 2 trips in you before you get locked down in the Philippines.
No. But Steven's a different guy, though, man. Seriously.
Yeah, he's
different.
Steven's ready.
Yeah, Steven is more.
And that's why I say, if he's. But here's the thing, Steven, and this is not me being having some kind of bias towards the Philippines, right? The Dominican woman, the Costa Rican woman cannot hold a candle to the Filipino woman as a spouse.
Oh.
They just don't. And it's because of the culture. They are a Catholic religious culture. But don't let that deter you, because that woman is going to take your religious perspective. Because you are her man.
I see.
And they believe that you are the leader in the home. And if they choose you, they trust your decision.
I see.
So don't, because I know you have a religious criteria.
Yeah.
But that woman, if you can teach her how to fry chicken and a cheeseburger, and she's gonna cook it like you cook it.
I see.
Because that's just the way that they cater. And I believe that that's the type of woman that would be really good for you, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking
rooting for. The Philippines.
You root for
I'm
the
looking
Philippines?
for someone like that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, you'll find
right,
Christians over there as well. You just have to get off the mainland.
Oh, Davao. Instead of going
so let
to
do my get and Cebu. Get outside of Manila, and you'll find a little more freedom in faith-based religions.
Yeah. Are you going through the agency?
I was going to, but there's another way. I'll go another way. I don't have to go through them.
But yeah, I mean, you could. Yeah, if you go through them, go to Cebu.
Okay.
Davao. They're good down there, but I went through that office, and I didn't like it. I didn't like how they treated me.
Oh, I see.
So I would go to Cebu. Cebu was more. They see more of us than people in Davao, if you understand.
Well, the young girl that got married that talks for that, she said the same thing but differently. She was saying that the people in Cebu are more like humble and more country. I mean, Davao is more country and humble, and the other one is more like, not American, but
they're more
busy.
You're gonna find more intellectually curious women in Cebu.
Yeah. Yeah, like that. And the other one is more country like. That's what. Yeah. What's her name?
My ex is from Davao.
Okay.
I can tell you that's true.
Hey, Steve, let me ask you a question, man. So, what exactly is your faith criteria, man? Like, I know you're a Christian, so like, what will what works for you? Does Catholic work for you? Does Protestant work for you? Like, Mormon, like what works for you?
Well, the lady that believes the basic things, but also has the life experience where that is not like a label, like what is it? Hold on, sorry. The names of these are some of them are like there's Foursquare, there's the Church of God in Christ, this, and then all these, like you said, Catholic, this, that, blah, blah. Well, I'm not interested in that as much as someone that is like living it, where let's say, for example, we're at home, right? Well, just like at church, we don't talk about nobody. We're not going to be at the house tearing people down. If she has a child, right, and let's say and then we have a child together, then everything that child gets, this child gets. In other words, you're not just quoting scriptures at people or, what do you call it, like trying to be holy mighty. No, your character's going to show. You're going to treat people the way the Lord treats people. Someone that's genuine and real. If you claim that God is living in you, then I want to see a different attitude. I can tell when the old me is coming up, and I can tell when I'm allowing the Spirit of God to, have first place in my life. That's the kind of lady I'm looking for. I'm not looking for somebody who's trying to be holier than thou. No, that don't mean crap. I don't care how many scriptures you go. I don't care how long you've been going to church. That don't mean nothing if you don't know how to treat people. If you don't know how to be willing to, whatever it is, what's something practical, how we spend our money, how we give our money, how we really live today. That's what I'm talking. Like how you live today to day. There should be a change in you as life is going on. You're being changed by the Spirit of God, not somebody who thinks they know everything and this and that. That don't mean crap, because when we stand before God, in my book, that ain't gonna make no difference. What does that mean? It means nothing. So I'm looking for someone where God is real. So I'm not fooling anybody. The Lord sees everything. He knows everything. And he's not trying to crush us. He's trying to lift us up. He's trying to help us have a more greater fulfilled life on earth and an eternal life with him. Not, like I said, some type of all these different things, and it's not real. So That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, there's a church in the Philippines called the Iglesia ni
Hmm.
Cristo, and it was a place where you could definitely find that kind of woman. The problem is that they won't let her leave. Like she won't be able to leave the church. But what I'm saying is, you might be able to find a defector.
Oh.
I met one. She defected because the rules of the church are so cult-like,
Yeah.
right? It's. Let me give you an example. Once you're married in that church, if you're divorced, you can never remarry.
Oh, see.
Right?
Okay.
Like that's ridiculous.
Yes.
So you'll find a woman that will say that's ridiculous and she leaves the church, right? That would still be a good woman because their teachings, they really subscribe to the teachings, right? And so you can find that man, but you're gonna have to do some real gauging the individual because you'll find a person who says they're a Christian, but it's like you say, are they living?
Right. Exactly. Right. And what you said is a good example of how, people do things for their own purposes and gain, and that's not God, which gives God a bad name. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all of us, everybody got a bad name. You know what I mean? So it's pretty funny, like meaning that, all men are bad and, they just all these stuff and they go, well, I'm sincere. I really want to be with somebody and treat them right. And so, and then we had that conversation, at the hotel, and we were talking about, well, remember, Robert, you go, yeah, see, we all have like the same like-minded. That's why we went all the way over there, to find the right person. You don't have to be stuck where you are. You can anywhere. I mean, it's because someone's in a different location. What does that matter?
Yeah, I agree. All right, listen, before we let you go, Stephen, we always do a top 5 list. Today's top 5 list is kind of, on the same subject of what we're talking about, the top 5 countries that you still want to visit, That is the top 5 category of the day. Stephen, as our guest, you want to go first or last, brother?
Okay, yeah. I can go first. Like I said, I
Okay.
want to go to the Philippines, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic. It's not on the list, but I would love to go to Italy. Not to find a girl, but just to visit. But to find a girl, where else would I like to go? I can't think of anywhere else off the top of my head. I guess Colombia. Well, that's right. I didn't say Colombia. So Colombia. I want to go back to Colombia. Colombia, Costa Rica, Philippines, and Dominican Republic.
All right. Mitch, what's your list, brother?
We talking about finding a wife, or are we just talking about countries I want to see?
We're travelers,
All right.
so just countries you want to see. I mean, finding a wife could be part of that criteria, but doesn't necessarily have to be that way.
Yeah. Well, the Philippines is number one. It's not number one. It just comes to mind because we've been talking about it. It's something I've been wanting to do for a really long time. Iceland, in the wintertime, I'd like to. Yeah, I want to see the Aurora Borealis in all of its glory over the volcanoes. It's supposed to be just stunning there. There's also a couple of dive opportunities there that you have to use a dry suit and they pump hot water into it. That's the only way you can get into the water up there. But the water's so clear. It's just a phenomenal place. Same with like going back to the Philippines. It's some of the best shark diving in the world. So you're going to notice that a lot of my locations have a lot to do with water or being under the water. So Costa Rica and then the neighboring countries. I've been to Panama already. Would love to go back, but Costa Rica, Belize, right there. I want to do some diving there. I want to check out the culture. Those are potential retirement sites. I want to see Portugal and the Azores out in the Pacific. It's supposed to be spectacular. And good wine, good people, very laid back, very chill, and great diving again. One of the places I want to go that diving is not going to be all that amazing, and I probably won't get in the water at all, would be Scotland, Ireland. So I'm going to classify that as one because I'll probably do that in one trip. But yeah, or the British Isles. You kind of want to get all around it. But yeah, 4
That
out of
sounds
5,
great. It's
all
beautiful,
about
man.
the ocean. Yeah,
Wow.
and I'll get to Southeast Asia. I know that's going to happen regardless. I didn't have to list it. Same with Japan. I didn't have to list it because I know that's already booked and planned. So you're talking about things, other places I don't have planned yet. Those are the ones I don't have planned.
All right, look
honorable
who
mention,
decided to
Italy.
show up there. Look who decided to
Hey,
show up.
Nemo, welcome.
What's up, fellas? What up, man? Who is that? Is that Stevie?
Yeah,
That
how
is
you doing?
Steven, man.
What's up, Stevie?
How you doing?
Hey, I'm sitting up here having a Bud Light thinking about you, man.
Yeah,
All
nice.
right.
It's good to hear your voice.
Yeah, it's nice to see you, buddy.
All right, so hey, we almost to the end of the episode, Nemo. We're doing the top 5 list. We can come back to you. Today's topic was the top 5 countries you still want to visit. Nas, you're up, brother.
Oh man, Brazil. Brazil. It's not the one I want to. This is not any order. Definitely want to go see Brazil. There's just so many things about that country that that I've heard about, and I definitely would like to go and see that. Japan. Japan is my fantasy country. I just love everything about it. I mean, I don't want to get started on it. Japan is just like a dreamland for me. I mean, I also want to go to Vietnam because Vietnam could possibly be a place that I could retire. Similar to Thailand, I think they're very similar. They're right next door to each other. So, and Ghana, I want to go to Ghana, man. I did a DNA test, and don't know how realistic that is, but it made me feel better. It said that I was 97% Ghanaian, 2%, 1% Nigerian, and all the other one was a mix of other things. I don't know if it's real or not, but nobody's gonna tell me I'm not Ghanaian.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this for sure: you are Nigerian. At least 5% Nigerian. 5%, buddy. 5%.
It's definitely in there. Yeah, it's definitely in there.
And you know what? It would be. I'm sorry to interrupt. I was going to say that it's a shame that they don't have like one of those kind of countries on their list because those women are out of sight too. Nigeria and oh my
God, they are, man. If we had an end for that, I'm sure somebody's got something like that over there. We just got to find it.
Dude, we got a Nigerian on mass, bruh.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
Who's an entrepreneur who just needs to start a new business somewhere.
That's
How
it.
about
That's
Nigeria?
the business to start right there, bro.
There we go.
All right.
We're going to break into Africa next.
There we go. All right.
My last one is the Maldives. The Maldives.
Maldives. Mm-hmm.
The Maldives, yeah. And I don't even have to tell you guys why.
Oh, hell no.
It's extremely gorgeous.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just a dreamland too. So those are the places that I want to go.
All right. Let me hit my list off real quick. We have a lot of the similar lists. So number 1, Vietnam. I love. Well, folks, let me preface this by saying that when it comes to travel, I love 2 things. I love women and food. All right, and so everywhere I want to go is based on those 2 criteria. Vietnam. Love the food, and I've been almost every other country in Asia that I've wanted to go see. And from what I understand, it is a place where you could possibly, find me in my retirement, just because of cost of living and infrastructure. So that is probably of the new places I go. That's probably the next one. Japan as well. More for the food though. Huge sushi fan and Japanese cuisine. Not crazy about the cost of living over there as far as retirement, but just to visit, it'd be a great place to visit. Singapore. So fell in love with Singapore, just meeting a couple people from Singapore, and I flew Singapore Airlines this last trip, and man, I fell in love. Like just the nature of the people, everybody that I ran into and came into contact with that had talked about Singapore told me how beautiful the place was and how modern it was, but how much the food, how good the food was. And then my 2 European countries that I'd like to go to, Spain and Italy. Once again, one of the most beautiful women I ever met was from Spain. She was sophisticated and beautiful, and just she was just the epitome of a beautiful woman for me. And Italy, more for the food, but those are my 5 countries. Nemo, do you have 5 countries that you still want to visit you haven't seen yet?
Yeah, definitely. One of them is Jamaica.
Jamaica, okay.
Yeah, I want to be. I want to go. Yeah, I love the Caribbeans, man. I love the music. You get in there, the vibe, the music. That's one place I like to go. Philippines. I like another destination. Portugal, Italy as well, but Portugal. I'd love to visit Portugal. Japan. I need to get to Japan. I mean, I've heard about it. Nas been saying so much stuff about it. I have to go see it. I have to go see it. And of course, China. I need to get in China. This COVID is
Yeah.
killing me.
Yeah,
I
man,
need
you
to
gotta
find
get
a
into
way
China.
to get into
That
China.
needs to be at the top of the list.
For Nemo, for sure.
Yeah, I
For
need to
Nemo,
find a
for
way to
sure.
get
He's
in
been
there.
talking about China the way I talk about Japan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Use your Nigerian passport. They don't like Americans.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
All right, gentlemen. Listen, thanks for coming out. Steven, thanks for being a guest on the show.
Thank you for
continue to support. Dude, I appreciate you watching the podcast, and we've been going back and forth a little bit, man. I appreciate the support you've given us, man, and we're glad to have you on the podcast today, man.
Well, thank you for having me, and maybe some of these we can go together on some of these.
Oh,
Yeah, if I want to go to the Philippines.
Absolutely, man.
I had mentioned China, but China's on there too. But I don't know all the details with the COVID. I don't know, and then all the stuff that's going on now with the war over there in Ukraine. I don't know how much China's involved and not involved. I don't know. So
but you got to put that one on the bottom of the list for right now.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know next time we travel, man, because we have a lot of travel plans coming up, man. So we'll keep you in the loop, brother.
Yeah, definitely. Because like next year, I do want to go on one, but it sounds like I'm probably going to go on the Philippine ones. Yeah, because I'm hearing a lot. You guys are saying a lot of good things about it, and I was thinking about the same things. A lot of they're like, if you meet the right person, they're like ready to do it. And that's kind of what I want to do. Get
absolutely.
The ball rolling.
Absolutely.
All right, Stephen. Thanks a lot, brother.
Thank you.
All
Nice
right,
to
man.
meet you,
Take care.
Steve.
Bye.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.